Thank you so much for this opportunity. The money to create the sidewalk, it's not just a sidewalk. It's another continuation of what you and I started so many years ago when you helped with funding to update our local comprehensive plan for the town of Sandwich. And this is a link for our economic development. This is wholly consistent with the tenets of the local comprehensive plan in terms of linkage, bicycling, a pedestrian way, etc. And I applaud you for your efforts to help us. Thank you. Hello. Talk now. So I'm going to talk really loud and welcome up to the podium Senate President Therese Murray.
Okay, this is moody, but that's what he said. And so hasn't this project been a little moody. We've had a few ups and downs. So thanks for everyone for being here along the side of the road and in front of this beautiful memory garden that the COA has put in here. I'm really glad to be here with Bud Dunham, the town manager, the selectmen, John, Linnell, Jim, Frank, and Ralph, my colleague in the House of Representatives, Randy Hunt, Mass Highway Administrator, Frank DePaula, to make a very exciting announcement regarding the Quaker Meeting House Road. In 2008, when Bud submitted a $1 million request, we gave him a phone call and said, what does Sandwich need? We're putting a bond together and we need it in the next 15 minutes. And he came up with the safety and streetscape improvements, which we added to the transportation bond bill that was being filed. And I didn't hesitate to support that. This is a very heavily traveled road. It's curvy, and it connects 3 schools, the Council on Aging, and many neighborhoods. So this is really an ideal project. And of course the COA here with their walking club will take great advantage of it. But then the economy got tight and the project lagged, but we never stopped asking for the project. It may have taken a little longer than anyone would have hoped for, but I'm thrilled to announce that MassDOT has approved the Quaker Meeting House project. And this is a project that we've all been waiting for, so I know the town's going to get right to work on it. And I want to thank Administrator DePaula and MassDOT Secretary Rich Davey for agreeing with us on the merits of this project. Also thank Bud, the Selectman, and Paul Tilton for your patience and your assistance. And finally, Representative Hunt for being equally supportive of this project. He has been asking since he came in the door for this project. So this was a bipartisan effort that was made in the best interest of the community we both represent, and it's a great example of what can be accomplished when you're willing to work and reach across the aisle. And let me introduce you to Representative Hunt.
I'm very pleased that this key project for the town of Sandwich has been funded. This road is, as the Senate President said, the home to 3 of the 4 public school buildings in the town, and has been too congested for school children and other walkers to negotiate it safely for years now. Someday, someone will not be injured or killed by a passing car because of the sidewalk that will run the length of Quaker Meeting House Road. We'll never know when that person's life won't be ended or significantly changed, but I assure you that moment will happen. Shortly after assuming my responsibilities of state representative in 2011, I came to the realization that a project with an earmark and $5 will buy you a latte at Starbucks. The real work is in generating the plans, promoting the project, getting it in front of the proper decision makers, and then making sure that the merits of the project are understood. So my thank yous go out to the people who made this possible, to the people who created a grassroots effort to bring the project to the forefront, who displayed both passion and research at a 2007 Board of Selectmen meeting, and who penned more than 20 letters in support that were filed with the Mass DOT. And a couple of the people, Susan Sullivan and Jennifer Tikal, are both here, and they were there, and it's been a long time, and I know that Susan told me she was hoping that her daughter would be able to use this to go to school and wouldn't have to wait for her to actually use it to take her granddaughter to school. Well, I just happened to see your daughter at a career day the other day at Oak Ridge here, and the question that I got, a very astute one from the audience there, was, when are we going to have the sidewalks on Quaker Meeting House Road? And immediately I realized that I was speaking with Susan's daughter. So thank you for that, and I'm glad that we're able to follow through on that. I also want to thank the selectmen and our town manager and assistant town manager who embraced the project and made it a priority. And my thank yous go out to the people that designed the sidewalk system and handled the details of filing the plans, writing letters of explanation, and following the progress of the project hearings. And that would be our engineering department in the DPW, led by Paul Tilton, who's back in the back there as well. To my legislative aide, Suzanne Kelsch, who's in the blue shirt and yellow pants, for being relentless about keeping this project on the political radar and moving forward. To Jackie Horrigan, who is also in the back there, the Senate President's Director of Constituent Services, who helped us decipher the approval process and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the project on track. And of course to the Secretary of Transportation, Richard Davey, MassDOT Highway Administrator, Frank DePaula, who we'll hear from in a minute, and all of the staff in District 5, thank you, who supported this project from the beginning and found a way to make it happen. And finally, to Senate President Therese Murray, who wrote multiple letters of support, committed the resources of her office to help us move the ball down the field and into the red zone, and then personally took the actions that ultimately resulted in the funding of the Quaker Meeting House Road Sidewalk project. Without you, Madam President, we would not be here today. And you have my sincerest appreciation for being a dedicated and effective proponent for your Senate district and for all of the Commonwealth. It's my pleasure to serve with you in the Massachusetts legislature. And at this point, we will have a few words from the Highway Department of Transportation the Department of Transportation Highway Administrator, Frank DePaula.
Good afternoon, and I'd first like to acknowledge the efforts and persistence of Senate President Murray, Representative Hunt, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Sandwich, and the Town Manager. On behalf of the Patrick Murray administration and the MassDOT Secretary, Richard Davey, thank you for having me here today for this announcement. We are proud to deliver the financing to the Town of Sandwich as part of MassDOT's new small bottleneck program. The community of Sandwich, along with the communities of Westfield, Newburyport, and Fitchburg, will see much needed infrastructure improvements take shape under this innovative program. Safety and accessibility improvements are the common threads in these four projects. Here in Sandwich, the sidewalk installation will serve the entire population, from your school children to your seniors. Since transportation reform in 2009 and the creation of MassDOT, we have been attuned to reducing greenhouse gas emissions, promoting healthy transportation options, and supporting smart growth development. This project is a great example of expanding mobility, supporting a cleaner environment, and improving public health by creating a sidewalk connection to vital services, recreational facilities, and residences. Sandwich officials will lead the project and manage the design and construction, and ultimately set the work schedule. The community will be supported financially by MassDOT. Congratulations, and I look forward to walking the finished product along with you. Thank you.
Bud, you're up.
Hi everyone, I'm Bud Dunn, I'm the town manager in Sandwich. Probably the best testament I can give, look how fast the cars are going by and look how many. There's no way we would ever feel comfortable walking ourselves, much less kids, going to 3 of the public schools. Don't forget that with the Council on Aging, Director Jan Timmons has a walking program. It would be ideal to actually be able to walk from the COA instead of meeting somewhere else. In my opinion, the nicest freshwater beach that we have in Sandwich is at Peters Pond, which the town's own, which is near the end of Quaker Meeting House. If you think about all the commercial development that we've talked about in the South Sandwich Village Center, if you think our two largest subdivisions in town are Lakewood Hills and Canterbury, all directly located off this road. And so I really don't think we could pick, in the scheme of things, a fairly cheap but very instrumental project that will impact so many lives in town. So I just wanted to thank especially Mass DOT for funding this, Senate President Murray for all of her efforts, and Representative Hunt, who has really taken this on with a passion. And oftentimes, us worker bees, we work a lot with their offices, and between Tootie and Jackie and everyone else that we work with, it's really a pleasure having them to support it. And the last thing I'd just like to say is thanks, of course, to the selectmen for making this such a priority over the years. But again, it's really the people who do the actual work. So I want to single out Paul Tilton, our DPW director. Right next to him is Sam Jensen, our assistant town engineer, who literally designed the entire project, and Sean Harrington, our engineering assistant, who also did all the work, who will oversee the project, bid it, and do all the tough stuff. And a lot of times we all get the accolades, but they're the ones that actually do the work. So I want to thank them and thank all of you, and thanks so much. I think if you come back a little bit more than a year, you'll be impressed, and we can go for a ride and go for a swim down at the pond when we're done. Thanks.
Thank you.